Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Well, today, you know what, in G Plus, I happened to catch hold of a news where this girl was molested in broad daylight in the public, and she was groped at by a man who was asking her directions. That's terrible. And I just happened to see a bit of the video where she was shouting at the man and saying that how shameless you are, and it's for people like you that women cannot walk freely and safely on the roads. She's absolutely right, because if you notice that you have to be very wary when you're walking on the streets, you have to be very wary, you have to be very careful, you have to look over your shoulders whether there is someone behind you coming to grope at you or something like that. I will tell you what happened to me just a day back. I was driving down to my home and I thought I would buy some groceries, and I bought these, and they bought these stuff. And while I was sitting in my car, I noticed a man who was on his scooter, and this man looked pretty well dressed. He was not like a shabby kind of character who would, come and stab you or something like that. He looked pretty decent. And he was sitting with a red check shirt, but he had his helmet on and he had his scooter on, and he was he was like watching it, looking into his phone. And then he was staring at my car, and then he was staring at me. And I thought, okay, it's a very natural thing for men to stare at a woman, it's okay. But what happened was, after that, I decided that I needed to go to the ATM and do some work there. So as I turned my car towards another direction, this gentleman who was on his scooter started following me. And I happened to notice him in my rear mirror, that he was following me, and all across. And as I slowed down, I was checking on him. In fact, I was testing him whether he was actually following me or not. So I kind of slowed down at certain places to find out if he was going to slow down as well. And I found out, well, yes, he was following me. Wherever I stopped, he would stop ahead of me and look back whether I was actually driving my car or not. So I had to go to the State Bank of India ATM, and as I went there and I stopped my car there, and all this time I was talking to my son, and I said that there's this man who's following me, and he said, what do you have in your car? Do you have an alcohol based spray or something like that? And I said, no, I just have my hand sanitizer. So he said that, okay, what you do is that when you get off the car, you have the hand sanitizer in your hand with the cap off, and just, carry it like a weapon. And so when I got down at the State Bank ATM at Silpokuri, I got down, I got sight of this man. He was there, he was on the staircase, and as I walked up the staircase, as I walked up, I noticed that from the corner of my eyes, I noticed that he was taking my picture. And as I was about to enter, so all this time I was on the phone with my son, and my son was asking me whether there was a guard or some sort of a security person inside the ATM, and I said, no, I can't see any of that. And then he said, will you enter? Then I said, I'm not sure, because this man was just behind me, and as I opened the door, this man also wanted to get in to that into that chamber. And I got very nervous, because I knew that if there was nobody inside, and if I was going to be groped or physically assaulted by this man who I don't know, and who looked okay, but then you never know what he might be having in his hands. So what I did was, I decided not to get into the ATM, the cabin of the ATM at SBI. So I just got down, and this guy then asked me, is it closed? Is that ATM closed? And I said, I don't know. And I just mumbled that I don't know, and I just got out, got into my car, and then I started going. And then I asked my son, I said, okay, put the phone down, I'm now going to call up my husband. So I called up my husband and I said, there's this guy who's following me, can you take down his number, the number of his scooter? So I gave his number, and the number was AS01DV4201. I think yeah, that's the number. So I remember it because I distinctly saw the number, AS01D V. There was a V out there. V for victory, and 4201. And so I asked him to take the number, and then I said, I need to speak to this guy. And my husband was very petrified, and he said, no, don't go speak to this guy. For all you know, he might be dangerous. He might do anything to you. And I said, no, but I still need to speak to him, and I'm going to ask him why he's following me. He's been following me quite a distance. It's like over 1.5 kilometers that he's followed me in my car. He was in a scooter and I'm in my car. So while I remember as I slowed down at one point, he went and stopped ahead of me. So that was the time I took a chance. I took a left and I stopped just next to his scooter, and I asked him, I said, are you following me by any chance? Because I saw you at the grocery shop, then you stopped at another place when I wanted to stop, then you stopped at the bank, you were there at the bank. And he said, no, I'm not following you. I'm one of those yeah, so he was saying that he's a Rapido driver and he was waiting for a client, and then he again mumbled that he was waiting for a friend. And I said, what's your name? He told me his name. I'm not going to mention it here because I'm going to observe him for some more time. And then after that, I asked, where do you stay? He stays very close to my place. He even knows where I stay. And then I asked him, are you sure you were not following me at all? Are you sure about that? And he said, yes, I wasn't following you at all. And so after that, after I asked him the question, he did not follow me. He stopped following me. And I went off home. And when I spoke to my husband, he said that, observe this guy. I'm glad you didn't speak badly to him. And I said, there's no question of speaking badly to him, because, and my friends were also saying that, why didn't you question him while he was taking your photograph? But then, let me tell you one thing, friends, you can't just go and accuse somebody of taking a picture, because for all you know, that person might think you are mad, because he might be saying, what's the proof that I'm taking a picture? Or I don't have the right to go and snatch his phone. So I can't do all those things. So, you know, there are many technicalities to it. So I did not react. I just simply asked him the question that, are you following me? And I took his number, and he stays next to my place. And then just look at the audacity of this guy. When I come home, I look at my social media handles, and on Facebook, he has commented on a particular picture where I'm standing with another fellow anchor friend of mine, and he says, you're looking beautiful. Well, I am going to observe this guy. There are many friends of mine who are advising me to block this guy, but then there is no point blocking. I am just going to observe him. I am going to be on the lookout for this guy, because it is important for me to be careful. He knows where I stay, so I have to be careful. And about this girl whose news came out in the G Plus where she was groped, I think I will request the Assam police, please make it more safe for women on the streets. If a woman comes to your police station looking for help, please help her out. There are a lot of police stations which have become helpful, but there are many which are not, and which treat women and look at them as if they do not deserve the help. Please help them out, because if you do not help them out, they have nothing else to turn to. They are not carrying a weapon. They're not carrying a sword or a knife or a gun or something to shoot the guy down, because they can't do anything of that sort. It's illegal. It's criminal. They cannot do that. But then the police can protect. And if they scream or shout for help, please help them out. At least I have had millions of incidents like this when I was a young girl, but then I didn't expect I was going to have this now. But then again, this could be the mind of a person who is looking for something, or I don't know. There could be many things to this whole issue. Somebody might have asked him to take my picture, or somebody might be asking him to follow me, or anything. I don't know, but I'm going to keep a tab on this person. So I'm going to ask all those girls out there, please be careful. Please be careful. Don't talk to strangers. And if anyone is following you, please catch up with whoever is next to you out there, I mean on the roads or something like that, and say that you're feeling insecure because this fellow happens to be stalking you or is molesting you or anything like that. Ask for help. I'm sure people are good enough, they are going to help you out. And otherwise, I've told you in my previous videos also, where I've told you that it is important to carry your own small little weapon. You are allowed to carry safety pins in your bag, or you could just put them up on the side of your jacket if you're wearing one, or your chunni, or any place. You could just put it up anywhere and use it whenever possible. So just, you need to put this big safety pin, so that these are like good ones to scare your stalkers and your molesters off. So that's what I'm going to tell you. I love all of you so much. You keep yourself safe. That is what I must say. Keep yourself safe from molesters and stalkers just like me. And you need to go and ask the questions. You need to go and ask that person, are you following me? Do you want me to go to the police, or do you want me to? Now I have got the number of this guy, so I can just do whatever I want. I can just go tell the police or something, but I'm not going to do that right away. I'm going to observe this guy and I'm going to keep a tab on him. So yeah, that's what you got to do. Women, you be careful, stay safe, and I love all of you so much. See you soon.